Hey everybody, Cody Menz here. This video, I've got the VK 28.01 MIT 105, which is the well-deserved reward tank for this year in 2021. Been a little while since I've made a YouTube video. However, I'm going to be doing a little review of this tank, my thoughts about it, and basically we'll see if I can actually get a good battle on it during this one take video here. For those that don't know, so this tank, it is similar to the VK 28.01 light tank at tier 6 that's currently in the game already. However, this tank used to have more gun options. Currently you only have a 5cm and a 7.5 centimeter. However, with the well-deserved reward tank, pulling out, some nostalgia and some old tanks, they've released the T50-2, the Super Hellcat, Super Chaffee, in previous years, and, I'll go into the comparison here, with these tanks as well. So they decided to bring back the Derp VK 28.01. This tank used to be ferocious way back in the day. It seems a little bit more tame now because the game, is kind of power crept along a little bit. But, the tank, it's compact, much like the Tech Tree one. It's very heavy for a light tank, so you can ram the hell out of people. However, you got a Derp 105mm gun on it, which is pretty nice. Before I hop into a battle, so a quick little breakdown. I decided, so I use a little bit of AP, because sometimes it's nice to have AP. However, most of your shots are going to basically, actually be heat or HE. I'm actually going to throw a little bit more heat on this. So you have 104mm of pen, not a lot, kind of workable though. And then you have a decent HE round 2. AP though is, it's usable against light tanks, and if you're needing to pen like a side shot sometimes on lights, he could be a little unreliable. But overall though, this tank, it is definitely weighting towards the heat and the HE. I decided to go with optics, so I have an okay amount of E-range. Don't have the best crew in this, but it's okay. The crew setup as well, you do have that radio operator, much like the Tech Tree VK 28.01, and also the Awful Panther. So you do have that issue with crew training, whereas other German light tanks don't really have this crew setup. And then I use a V stabilizer and an aiming unit, because this thing, you need the accuracy. That's the main point of playing this tank, is does not really have good accuracy. Got a little, you gotta buff it a little bit, make it somewhat more bearable. It's better than putting like vents, on your tank or something like that. In any event though, quick little breakdown. So the tank here is shown twice, one with heat, one with HE. This is the Tech Tree one. As you see, it's got a lame 110 damage gun compared to this, and then I threw in the other well-deserved tanks here as well, just for the sake of it. It's kind of nice that Wargaming keeps expanding upon this every single year. You also get other goodies. I'm not sure all of the goodies that we'll get for this year. I'm not privy to that knowledge. However, this tank will be added to the ranks of the other well-deserved tanks. It's a nice little gesture to where, they kind of pull from, old tanks, whether it's just like a gun like this. As you'll see, a lot of the stats are pretty much identical, for the premium VK 105 and then just the VK, 28.01 without the 105. In any event though, what's great about this tank? So you got the high alpha, you're running around with a Derp 105 on a tier 6 light tank. You don't really see that often nowadays compared to, basically years and years ago. Gun depression's pretty good, much like the Tech Tree one. Dispersion, not great. This is just 100% basic stats here without any equipment and stuff. Your DPM is actually fantastic. So HE is terrific. Like, you have over 1,000 DPM over all these other tier 6 light tanks, the well-deserved reward ones, and even the Tech Tree. And then even with your heat, you're actually still pretty darn well off as well. So your main issue is going to be a little bit of pen, and also, when it comes to the accuracy. Armor on this, not great. It's good for a light tank, but your main I guess gimmick is your weight. a little under 27 tons, where, you know, more or less you're going to ram the hell out of things. You know, if it's a light tank, even some mediums you can actually do. So that's kind of much like the Tech Tree one, you know, kind of the bread and butter of this. Thing's pretty fast, you know, gets around really quick. It's really compact. It looks nice too, and the V range is good. Camouflage is, you know, just kind of front of the mill. Like, they're all kind of the same here. The Super Hellcat stands out, but that's a tier higher, and a TD as well. So anyway, let's pop into a battle here. Hopefully I get an okay one. You know, being a tier 6 light, very hit or miss sometimes. I am not the best light tank player as well. I will vouch for that, and a lot of you guys that see me stream will vouch for that as well. Which, for those, you know, just kind of coming across me again here on YouTube, you know, I apologize a little bit. I haven't been able to make too many YouTube videos since you know, my son's about to turn 1 here, so I've had my hands full, you know, juggling work and a baby and, you know, all that fun stuff. Half basically work and half stay at home, or not stay at home dad, but run around crazy dad is basically my day to day. But in any event though, let's shrink me down because nobody wants to see me. And good to go. Not the best map in the world. But this tank, you know, I feel like some people are definitely going to beat these stats apart, you know, when it comes to this tank. Because it's definitely not for everybody, for lack of better words. You know, it's not very accurate. However, it does have high DPM, you know, it's your typical, you know, mobile light tank and stuff, and you can ram things, but the lack of accuracy and penetration kind of gets to you. So that's why using this equipment setup, it's actually not that bad when it comes to the equipment, because the on-the-move accuracy on this is actually very good for this type of gun. It's, you know, just average for a light tank, but it's actually really good for a Derp 105. Like, it's actually unheard of the amount of soft stats this has. So that's kind of why I went with that equipment setup. Your main hurdle is going to be, you know, penning things, and for maps like this, it can be a little difficult if you have to face things head on. But this tank, you know, used to be way too strong, to be completely honest, and, you know, them bringing it back, you know, it feels like this is definitely going to kind of be a fun tank for a lot of people, because even though it might not always be like very consistent, it is pretty fun, you know, rolling around and hitting somebody for over 400 damage, you know, sometimes, whether it's HE or, you know, high 300s with the heat. So that's definitely, it kind of fits the bill when it comes to well-deserved reward, is kind of hitting that note when it comes down to that. I'm going to try my best not to get myself derped here by their PZ4. And I missed. But overall though, the HE is really bad. Shell velocity obviously, but let's pop him. But this tank, surprisingly, even though it has that penetration issue and a bit of accuracy, you can surprisingly, and this is where the tank used to be extremely broken, for lack of better words, you can pull things off that other tier 6 lights cannot, which is, you know, smack people for a good chunk of their HP, and, you know, you get that first big hit in. Alright, I feel like I want to, like, flank or do something, but I'm scared. I've got one try here. Trying to do this video in one take, because just put the baby down. Got a little bit of time before I run out of time here. Let's see if I can pen that, and yep, I just hit him for 374. But this tank, even though I'm not necessarily like a fan of light tanks, I'll say it's fun, you know. Like, I remember playing this, you know, back before they had removed it, albeit the game was very different back then. But it's definitely got that like T49 like derp factor that a lot of people like at tier 9, where is the T49 the best, you know, tank out there with the derp gun? Like no, like hell no it isn't. But this thing can definitely sling some damage around. But the heat is definitely, you know, I guess the issue you have to contend with, because, which I guess got pinned by that heat, because if you're not using it, I think it's about 60 something millimeters of penetration, 64 with AP. So it's a pretty significant drop off if you're not using the heat round. I might regret this, but honestly I don't know what these people up here are doing, because nobody seems like they actually want to play. So yeah, I'm just gonna run down here and do something else. Probably gonna run down here and die, but I really wish I didn't get hit by that PZ4. There's a lot of people. A lot of people down there. I don't know why I poked back out there, but I did. But overall though, so, you know, with this tank being released with the well-deserved reward, I'm not sure exactly, you know, Wargaming's plans or anything, or what else is going to come with it, so on and so forth. But, you know, typically, you know, this is the first of, you know, kind of the holiday events and whatnot, to where, you know, we should be seeing, usually they do some sort of marathon. Also on top of that is, you know, holiday ops that comes up as well. Oh crap, I messed up. The Valiant. I wonder if I can pen the Valiant. Oh god, I just got spotted. I'm dead. It's screwed up. Whoops. Oh well. We'll see if I can pop into one more, because I think this battle is not going to last too much longer. So, you know, this kind of kicks off the holiday season for World of Tanks, and, you know, who knows what tanks it'll bring us, but, you know, this is kind of the first of, you know, usually, you know, they bring at least, you know, a few new tanks towards the end of the year, but, you know, this one, I'm not sure what they'll bring after this year, you know, thinking about it, because, like, this one's kind of been I guess, an open secret, you know, because it's been in the game files for a while, that this would be this year's tank. And, you know, I feel like after this, like, I'm not sure what other, like, tier 6 or, like, tier 7 tank they could really bring back that fits the, I guess, the mold of, like, you know, that nostalgic, you know, tank, you know, whether it was a gun or, you know, like the super chaffy, like the bobblehead turret, stuff like that. Which I made the critical error of stopping in a light tank and I died, but yeah. Anyway, let's see if I can get in the last little fight here once we get probably capped out. Which I don't think, because I blew up. The one other thing I'll note though, you know, they've done in previous well-deserved tanks too, is this does, even though it has pretty much the same chassis and like build and stuff, it does kind of have like an updated model compared to the VK in the tech tree. That one's like pretty bland. This one does have like some extra little, you know, doodads and stuff on it as well. Alright, so let's do one more battle here. For those, you know, looking for more info and stuff, I've pretty much covered everything. So unless you want to stick around for another probably crappy battle, then it was nice seeing you guys. You did a good amount of damage. Like, that's the thing about this tank, is like, you know, if you're leaning a bit on heat, you can do quite a bit of damage. Like, I actually probably have a little bit too much HE. The HE round is very difficult, just because of that shell velocity. It's like basically, I wouldn't even say it's like hitting a golf ball, like teeing off. It's like kicking a kickball, basically. It's, you know, it's that kind of derpy. So I feel like you're probably going to see a lot of people rolling with a lot of heat in this. And, you know, if you start seeing those tier 7s and tier 8s, that's definitely going to be a bit of a concern, considering, you know, your penetration's definitely lacking. All right, let's see how we do here. Of course, I get another fan-frickin-tastic light tank map in airfield. Yeah, wonderful. It's throwing me some curveballs here. Be nice if I could ram something, but yeah, that's gonna happen. I might try to just push up onto the ledge and see what I can do up there. The gun depression, even though your gun, you know, it's got 10 degrees of gun depression, I'm not really feeling trying to play the hill. Hoping I don't get nailed here. Usually somebody comes up here. Nobody's pushing up here on the enemy team. That's very okay. That guy got hit pretty hard. But like, what is this? What is this? This is like crazy. Like they literally like pushed nobody up there. Like that's very, very strange. I must say so myself. Pushing the south. That's a grill where I'm curious if that grill's actually right behind. We'll never know. I got ammo rack, but I got him with that one shot there. Like that's, yeah, that's really the, I guess the gimmick of this outside of the ramming is, you know, the Strev hits me for 129 and you hit him back for 385. That's partly why the tank was, you know, pulled, is when they stretched out light tanks up to tier 10, they kind of smoothed out a lot of the I guess craziness with some of the mid-tier light tanks when it comes to their guns. I feel like this BDR is going to push up. Can I pen a BDR? I'll find out. Yes, I can. Like, luckily, tier 6s, I'm not too worried about penning most tier 6s. It's the issue with this tank is going to be when you're starting to face off against tier 7s. And, you know, things higher than tier 6. Oh man, but it's got the fun factor. And it's one thing this tank definitely has is the fun factor. At least, you know, you fun shooting people. It's not fun being hit by it. Oh, I hit him. I don't know if I pinned him. That's a. I just killed him. Oh man. Alright, I'll take that back, yeah. It might be fun getting hit by this too. That guy just had a 10 out of 10 experience. Pretty sure he's filing a ticket right now to try to report me. He just killed me with the VK. He did way too much damage. It's cheating. It's gonna be hilarious though when there's like 12 plus of these tanks each battle, like the first day. You need to start playing, I guess, the highest armored tier 6s you can find. Or if you really hate yourself, you start playing some TOG 2s, and yeah. Alright, I feel like I should do something here, but I also feel like, never mind. He might come out for me. I just feel like a tank's gonna come up, like where that BDR was, and I would be able to get a shot on him. But there's the Hellcat. Oh man. Oh god. Oh no. No. Don't do it, Stug. Is that Hellcat there? No, I missed him. I only have 8. Crap, I only have 8 heat left. You definitely need to, don't listen to me like my advice earlier, you definitely need to put more heat on this thing. You're about to see the... Never mind, that HE shell actually went straight. Oh my god. We're definitely getting reported. I blame Wargaming for asking us to review this tank. What the hell are you doing? What the hell was that? I felt bad, like shooting the little girl. It was just so cute sitting there all innocent like, and then it was gone. We're gonna get in some trouble. Oh, I did 0 damage. No. Oh god. He knows what a mini-map is. And I hit him for 0 damage again. At least I'm gonna run away. We're just gonna do the confusion. Oh, he got him. Oh crap. Anyway, I was batting 1,000 there for a few moments, and then starting to miss a little bit. There we go. We're back on track, guys. This thing's hilarious when you actually, like, you know, hit well, which is, like, I feel like equipment, you gotta go with the vertical stabilizer and the aiming unit. We're up to probably 3,000 damage with the blind damage.
I appreciate it.
But it's very rare you find me, like, chuckling playing, like, a light tank like this and stuff. To where, you know, despite what other people might say about this tank, you know, if people end up hating on it, it's a fun tank, and I think Wargaming did a pretty good, darn good job. And I guess I lied, you know, midway through this video about saying that you shouldn't watch this last battle, because that was epic. In any event, though, yeah, it's an ace tanker, and that was actually a very fun battle, on airfield nonetheless, and a light tank. So all in all, though, like, this tank, is it going to be the best tank in the world? No, especially against tier 7s, tier 8s, things with more armor. But is it fun to play? Especially if you use heat? Yes. You know, you take out the heat and it loses a little bit of its, you know, its sheen, but it's still okay with HE. you know, sparingly. Like I only shot 1 HE round in that battle, so I'm not a good, you know, measure here. But the AP, you can use it against other light tanks. In any event though, thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully you, you know, got this tank for your well-deserved reward. If you did not, then, you know, hopefully next year. And otherwise, thanks again for watching, and have a good one, guys. Or good one, everybody. See you around. I'm so used to live streaming. Have a good one.